Absolutely all going on here. Got half the motor exploded across the garage. And obviously old head studs, springs, and this. This is what today's video is about. Today we are going to go through putting our HKS vcam in, which should give us heaps more response, so heaps more torque down low, turbos coming on sooner, much more fun to drive. This shouldn't be too bad to install. I'm going to give a quick run through of how the thing works, but pretty much it's the exact same as a cam install, except this is the vcam that comes from HKS, and you've got these little adapter lines on the front that have these two little holes here, and then in there is two little tubes that sit on top of that. This has little tubes in the bottom of it on this side, so that we take our solenoid and we plumb oil into the side of it. By plumbing oil into the side of that solenoid, switching that back to the Haltech, we can advance or retard the timing of the cam, thus variable cam, vcam. Hopefully this goes smoothly. Terrifying, still yes, but it shouldn't be too bad. So I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go for it. Alright, so fast forward a couple of days and just waiting on some parts to arrive, mainly the cam seals, because that's the part that I'm up to now, putting the cam seals in. It did say in the instructions to test fit all of the engine covers. Pretty much everything clears. Some of the baffling plates hit on the inside, so you may have to shave them. I didn't have to shave mine, they all clear. All of the valve clearances are in spec, that's all good. So now pretty much put the cam seals in, put the covers on, and then plumb up the speed flow lines to the oil solenoid and then the cable as well to pretty much control it all. So there's the two cords for the solenoid for the oil pressure. There's two wires for the cam sensor that goes inside the valley of the engine covers. So let's go.
Wired up some injectors, some staged injectors on the AEM version 2. Pretty old.
So don't mind this. This is just me getting carried away and not filming an outro when I installed the vcam probably over a year ago now. She's smick. Love you. Loves it. So I just put on my dash here the intake cam angle, so it displays how much it's actually, like, how much it's advancing during a pull. So obviously right now it's 0, it's idle. Probably won't get a whole lot of it out of it anyway while we're just sitting here, but obviously that goes up to, so it's a HKS step 1 vcam, so it goes between 0 and 30 degrees. So when you go give it a bit of a stab, it obviously, oh there you go. So obviously it's just not, in the section in the map, it's targeting what angle it needs to be at, and obviously just sitting in like stationary, it can't get really to 30 degrees. But from about 2000 RPM, winds up to 30 degrees, and then I think it's about 5500 it starts backing off, and then lets it take over. Old dyno pre-vcam, and this is with the vcam. Like, just for example, like if we look at, it's obviously making about the same power, 320 kilowatts, 330, 329. But if we look at just say 140 kilowatts here, 140 kilowatts is made there, say 3800, 3900 RPM. We look on the old map, when did it make 140 kilowatts? Was about, say, there. So 42, 4150-ish. So like 350, about, through the whole mid-range, about 350 to 400 RPM sooner, which on paper, and I completely agree, sounds very minuscule, but when you actually drive the car, it is a huge difference. The only thing that's really holding me back now is the twins. They're shit. But with a bigger turbo and a single and better technology, the vcam will come into its own even more again. Take my opinion with a grain of salt. It's good. Was it worth the money? Debatable for now. But if you had a big turbo and it was a real pig to drive, and the vcam could wake that up 400-500 RPM sooner, or even if you went to a step 2, which I think advances about 50 degrees, it would be a whole, you're talking whole different ballgame. But then you'll start cracking blocks and lifting heads and blah, blah, blah. This is where the car's going to sit for some time now. A single turbo would be better. And I don't know how, but some idiot put that up there. So that's a Hypertune manifold. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's a single turbo. And I'm not sure how that got up there or who put it there. But might have been somebody after he had one too many beers and accidentally bought it. I've truly driven the car and enjoyed it for a long time now. Like I said, over a year and a half. Went to GTR Festival, which was really cool. Met a lot of people that I've spoken to online, and then obviously just follow the build as well. And it was cool to go down there with something just a little bit different than a GTR, but obviously still in the same sort of family. So I got new wheels for the car in that year. The new wheels look sick. Love them. They're 18 by 9.5 plus 0. Pretty out there, but it's exactly what I love. I love that look of just a bit of camber and the disc is just sitting outside, and I just think it looks really slick. Not to everyone's taste, but to me, I love it. For now, that is it. See ya.
Ever since you shut the door on everything we knew, you're too late for love, feeling your trip, love, feeling on love, feeling your trip.